Every year, our planet gets warmer, not by chance, but by choice. According to the IPCC, human activity caused approximately 1.1 degrees Celsius of global warming since pre-industrial levels. Carbon dioxide emissions from fossil fuel contribute to nearly 75% of global greenhouse gases, while methane and nitrous oxide account for most of the rest. Though waste seems like a minor contributor, just over 3%, its long-term impact is devastating, especially when organic waste decomposes in landfills, releasing methane, a greenhouse gas 84 times more potent than CO2 over 20 years. In Kenya, over 5,000 tons of waste is generated daily, but only 45% is collected, and even less is properly managed. Organic waste, which forms about 60% of total municipal solid waste, ends up in open dumps, contributing heavily to methane emissions, soil degradation, and water pollution. But in the heart of Naivasha, one man is redefining waste. Waste to Best, one of the groups funded under the Next Level Grant Facility, is led by James Kagwe, CEO and founder of Waste to Best Environment Action. Inspired by Nobel laureate Wangari Maathai in 2006, James chose to tackle the root of the problem by transforming organic waste into climate solutions.
Actually, in 2006, we carried World Day of Environment here in Naivasha, which was led by the late Professor Wangari Maathai. And once we had finished the cleaning, there is something he said. We did clean up today, but tomorrow I'm not going to come here. So organize yourself and make your town clean. So immediately the following day, we started what we were calling sweeping the streets. So literally, we could collect all the waste from the street. And the best thing how we knew how to do it was to burn it. Later on, the municipal saw the good work we were doing, and once we cleaned, we were youth that time, in 2006. Then they would bring their lorry, and then we would pack their waste onto that. So that's how the whole story started. And then from there, we started giving people bags in their houses. Then once in a week, we would come and collect that waste using a donkey cart, and then we take to the lorry of the municipal. When the municipal were giving us their lorry, we would pack all their waste and we take it to the dump sites. For me, being passionate about waste, I realized we are transferring a problem. We have a problem here, and then we are transferring to another place. When I analyzed the waste which we were collecting from the household, I was able to realize that over 70% of the waste which we are collecting is organic waste. And I listened that all this waste, when taken to the dumping site, is causing a lot of harm to the people who are in the neighborhood through pollution. So we started segregating waste.
James uses permaculture principles, working with nature to regenerate soil and reduce emissions. Through decomposition techniques like vermicomposting and biodigesters, his organization turns kitchen scraps into nutrient-rich compost, biogas, and organic fertilizers.
So we collect waste from the household. We have women here who do the segregation. Then as you see already the organic waste which is over there, that organic waste, we take it to the farm.
Kuna waste zingine zinatokanga town, tunachukua huku, tunazileta huku. Tunaenda tunazimix pale na sawdust. Tukizimiza hapo na sawdust, huwezi sikia harufu hata. Zinakuwa chakula za kuku, za mbuzi na za nguruwe pia. Hizo zikikula vitu zake hapo, kutoka hapo sasa tunaziweka kwa vitu zingine hapa tunaziita base. Zinakaa hapo kitu siku 3 ama siku 4. Tunaenda tukizichange hivi na hizo base. Sasa kutoka hapo zinakuwa manure, a very good fertilizer.
And the system we are using in the composting, we are calling it composting chicken. They are the chicken which turn the compost. So it's a way we call in permaculture energy saving. So instead of a human being there turning the compost, we give that work to the chicken, because chickens, they are scratching birds. So, and then that compost, when it is ready there, we now use it in the farm to grow organic food. Then the food we grow there, we bring back again to the community. That's building the circular economy.
According to Mary Njoki, the Environment Officer for Nakuru Sub-County, Waste to Best is among the top service providers in waste management. Beyond the environment, Waste to Best is also an engine of empowerment, creating green jobs for youth and economic opportunities for women who now run micro-enterprises for compost sales and bioproducts. From reduced methane emissions to restored soil fertility, James Kagwe's model proves that innovation rooted in tradition can reverse the tide of climate change starting at the household level.
As the county government of Nakuru, we have a legislation that allows for a PPP model which involves public-private partnerships that enable us to enhance the agenda of environmental and climate change issues, most especially in waste management, where we do partnerships with the service providers to enhance the levels of waste collection, transportation, and disposal within our towns. Like most of the other service providers that we engage as a county, Waste to Best is a good example of a partner that we have engaged to enable us manage waste management within our towns. Waste to Best in particular has been very proactive in developing models that promote circular economy and circularity values.
Kwa hiyo organization yetu tuko na 15 people wenye wako responsible kwa hiyo waste management yetu. So we have the youths, tuko na kina mama, tuko na kuna above unasema kuna wazee bado. So kwa hii group yetu tuko mixed up.
This one has become now a powerhouse because, as I said, we have young men who are going to the estate to collect waste. We have women who are doing the segregation. Then already we have people who take this composting to the farm. We have people working in the farm.
Mimi najifunia, mimi nakwambia mimi najifunia kwa maana sasa mimi kama ni kesho Jumaa pesa yangu itakuwa kwa mkono. Sasa kama miko na shida ya nyumba mimi nalipa. Kama mimi sasa iko na shida nilikuwa nayo ya kutoa title deed. Na sasa mimi nalipa 20,000 na hii pesa. Sasa mimi najifunia kwa maana kama sikuwa nakuja hapa hiyo pesa nitatoa wapi?
And again, all this compost we make here, we take it back to the community. We establish garden outside their houses. And then through this now, they can be able to get their food next to their houses. Maybe when you visit the gardens which are outside, the plots you can see already, the women, they can be able to pick their vegetables just next to their door. And that is the organic waste which came here. We compost it, then we make them to the garden. We were empowered by the SDI through the funding, where we were able now to establish those gardens. Because you know we are living in an urban center, we have a lot of goats. So we needed a protection, and we were really funded on that.
Hapa pakuwa na shamba, so alikuja akaclean, akafence, sasa akatupea chance hiyo ya kupanda mboga. Ulikuwa unatumia pesa mingi sababu ni kila siku lazima ungeenda kununua mboga, lakini nowadays unakuja tu unafungua, nachuna mboga zangu, naenda napikia familia yangu. Alafu ile waste ya nyumbani inakuja na mwaga hapa, inakuwa kama manure.
We also use it as a training ground for those of us who may not be at the same level.
Hanga tunafunza watu wengi sana na wanatoka huku wakiwa wako na experience kadhaa na wanaenda kufunza wengine mahali wameenda.
I've gained a lot of experience working in this industry because I've gone to other counties to show them about waste management with my dad there. We've also visited a lot of areas in our community. We have planted trees in schools and also checked on waste management at school level, because at school level is where we can nurture hapo ndo tunaweza saidia watoto kujua umuhimu ya takataka.
I can say as a county that Waste to Best is one of our best partners, especially in Naivasha, helping us in the waste management issues around here.
James was just one inspired Kenyan. Now he's leading a climate movement in Naivasha, one bucket of compost at a time. The question remains, what will you do with your waste?
Wajue waste wasisirudi kusema ni takataka. Wajue waste iko na pesa. Wengine wanasemaga hata mtu ako kwa nyumbani anasemaga hii kazi ni ya takataka. Lakini siku hizi mimi siwezi ambia mtu aseme ni takataka. Takataka iko na faida, kwa maana mimi nakwambia hata hii mashuba utauza. Sasa kama ni hii msee tuseme hii kazi kwa maana ni yake, siku ile anauza hii mashuba si anapata pesa. Si akiuza kingine anapata pesa. Lakini mtu mwingine anasemaga ni takataka, hata hawezi karibia ati kwa sababu ni takataka. Kutoka leo wajue takataka ni pesa na itasaidia mtu.
Na kitu inaitwa global warming. Sasa hii dunia isa change. So watu waache hizi maneno za chemical. Tujaribu kutumia hii kitu inaitwa permaculture.
As a country or as a community, it's time the discussion of waste management comes to us, to the local level. It is a discussion whose time has come, such that it's not like we used to do in the olden days and say that we are managing our little waste in our own ways. At this point, we have urbanization and population growth, and we are having a very high surge of waste generation, and therefore we need to look into measures that can help us manage this, because waste management is also a big contributor to greenhouse gases that cause climate change.
We really call the finances, because we have a lot of quality compost, but we cannot be able to make more gardens for the community. And again, every garden that we are making sure every garden has 2 fruit trees. So those 2 fruit trees, they will supply fruits to the community. At the same time, when that tree grows up, it is again capturing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and taking it back to the soil. So the whole now system, also the tree will be releasing oxygen to the community. So the tree is releasing oxygen to the community, fruits to the community, also creating shade that is reducing the heating, the global warming, and again they become habitat even for birds and all that in the urban centers.